Awesome, thank you. I'm very excited to be here. So let me just share my screen here. Okay, so that should be good. So yeah, hi everyone. My name is Keneisha. I use they or she pronouns. And I'm here with one of our co-founders, Aaliyah, who's also my sister. We have one other co-founder who couldn't make it here today. But Aaliyah and I are calling from the ancestral lands of the Anishinaabe, Mississaugas, and Haudenosaunee in Toronto. And yeah, thank you for having us today. We're excited to be here. So we started Operation Take Two. It began as a high school project to mobilize youth to take sustainable action in their communities by creating innovative plastic recycling hubs. So we used a model that was developed by an organization called Precious Plastic. And with that, we designed a community recycling workspace that's in a repurposed shipping container. We started at a high school in Kelowna, BC, and with it, we could take waste from our school and turn it into new items. Community was a really integral component to our success. It was through small community grants and connections with local Rotary clubs that really excelled us on our journey and eventually led to us being on Dragon's Den. So we began Take Two when we were in grade 11 by entering a challenge that's pretty similar to Project Now actually, but it was called the Sustainable Development Challenge. So with that, we were able to develop a clear project outline and begin accumulating funding and community buy-in. After our first major success, which was winning a $5,000 grant, OTT went from just an idea that we were playing around with to a project that we were actually doing. But with that, we realized it was a lot more complex than we had originally thought. So in grade 12, we began seriously networking with our community through folks from Rotary clubs and local colleges and universities. This allowed us to pitch to executives at Big Steel Box, and we got our workspace sponsored and paid for, which was valued at $28,000. We also auditioned for Dragon's Den on a whim, and we ended up traveling to Toronto to pitch to the Dragons. And from that, we got a total of $60,000 from two of the Dragons, as well as a matching sponsored grant from Desjardins. So this support brought Operation Take Two's total in grants, donations, and in-kind donations to over $100,000. So after we graduated high school, we passed on operations of the workspace to current students at the high school in Kelowna. And now our three co-founders began planning how we would use the Dragon's Den funds to expand Take Two into a national initiative and to help young people start their own community workspaces.
So financing our project was the initial challenge, but as we began to navigate the project, we were also challenged with liability. So that was working with the school district, working with machinery, all while being minors. There's also some ageism and misogyny. We had some rude encounters with adults, specifically when we would enter kind of like male-dominated spaces looking for advice and support. And in some cases, we were explicitly told that we would fail, that we were doing it all wrong. There's one situation in particular when we were trying to connect with a professor at UBCO, and he straight up made some of our team members want to quit. We also had professionalism was also a challenge for us. We were expected to know a lot about business and about acting in a certain kind of like business spaces without any prior knowledge. So there's a lot of conflict with navigating and finding the resources to learn all of this new lingo and information, all while still being in high school. And lastly, there is also tension between kind of business and nonprofit. We wanted to be nonprofit, but there was an emphasis around us to be a bit more business. And we weren't able to fully understand that business was not necessarily the direction we wanted to go in until after graduating high school. So through grants, we were able to tackle finance. Through mentorship, we were able to navigate professionalism. And over time, we established our own model of how we wanted to take action. And 3 years later, after beginning university, we've expanded our vision, and Operation Take Two is now just one program within a larger organization, the Sankofa Sustainability Collective, which is a registered society. Sankofa strives to center intersectionality within the environmental movement by acknowledging that the issue is much bigger than just plastic and recycling. Overall, we've been able to grow Operation Take Two from a high school project to a program within a nonprofit by being adaptable and also growing our vision as we ourselves grew.
Yeah. So that's our kind of brief overview. I look forward to the discussion later. Thank you.